Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some more 1978 New York Yankees baseball. We got the Boston Red Sox traveling to Yankee Stadium for the first time this year. And to lead it off for Boston in the first of a two-game series is Rick Burleson playing shortstop. Playing second is Remy. Batting third and doing the DH is Rice. Batting fourth playing left field is Yastrzemski. Batting fifth doing the catching is Fisk. Batting sixth playing center field is Lynn. Batting seventh playing first base is Scott. Batting eighth playing right field is Evans. Batting ninth playing third base is Thompson. And on the mound, the Dennis Eckersley for the Red Sox. And for the New York Yankees, leading off playing left field is White. Batting second playing third base is Nettles. We're going to move this lineup. We are going to change the lineup. Sorry about that. I didn't see this. Should have already done this. Reggie's batting fourth. So batting third doing the catching is Munson. Batting fourth doing the DH is Jackson. Batting fifth playing right field is Piniella. Batting sixth playing first base is Chambliss. Batting seventh playing center field is Thomason. Batting eighth playing shortstop is Staley. Batting ninth playing second base is Garcia. And on the mound for the Yankees is Andy Messersmith. Let's get down to Yankee Stadium, get this game started. And you see Boston is 42-29. They have struck out 368 batters, walked 266, given up 137 doubles and 18 triples. The Yankees are 51-19. They've struck out 339 batters. They've walked 200. They've given up 108 doubles and 21 triples. And to lead it off for Boston is Burleson, batting .237 with 3 homers and 23 RBIs. Andy Messersmith making his fourth start of the year. He is 0-1 with a 2.38 ERA. Here's the pitch to Rick. And that's going to be against the righty. It's going to be a base hit. So the leadoff batter gets aboard here for the Red Sox. And Gary Remy comes to the plate now. And Remy's batting .310 on the year with 2 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou in right field. And there's one down. And here's Jim Rice, who is setting the world on fire. He's leading the American League with a .362 batting average. Leading the American League with 25 homers and 78 RBIs. Pitch to Rice, and that ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Rice has just gave the Red Sox a 2-0 lead with his 27th homer and 79 RBIs. And Yaz is up now, batting .277 on the year with 10 homers and 43 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Fred at short. He fires over to first, and now there's 2 outs. And Fisk comes to the plate. And Fisk is batting .262 with 12 homers and 41 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this. That ball is high. That ball is far. Carlton Fisk with a solo homer. And before these fans can even settle down, it is 3-0 Boston. Freddie Lynn's up now, batting .307 with 9 homers and 36 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. But the 2 homers makes it Boston 3, Yankees yet to bat. So Eckersley gets a 3-0 lead before he takes the mound. Roy White will be up, batting .232 with 2 homers and 13 RBIs. He'll be followed by Nettles and then Munson. And here's the pitch to White. Oh, Dennis is pitching in his 16th game, starting 16, 6-5 with a 4.62 ERA. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Remy. And one out here in the bottom of the first. Greg Nettles comes to the plate now. Batting .315 on the year with 17 homers and 54 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Nettles trots on down the first. And the captain's up now. And Thurman Munson is batting .284 on the year with 5 homers and 41 RBIs. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. And Dennis can't find the plate here. And that comes back after falling behind 2-0 and strikes Munson out. Nice job by Dennis. Now there's 2 out. And Reggie's up. Can Reggie get these Yankees right back in the game? He's batting .321 with 20 homers and 44 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Remy. Go to short way over to second. Now to win the inning, the Yankees 3-1 trail this game 3-0 as we get to the top of the second with the bottom third of the order due up here. Scott, Evans, and Hobson. Scott's batting .275 on the year, 4 homers and 19 RBIs, and that's going to be a ground ball. That's going to be a base on balls. That is a base on balls. He walks Scott, and again they get the leadoff batter aboard here. And Dwight Evans comes to the plate, batting .210, 6 homers, 23 RBIs. And these guys are just hammering the ball off of Andy. That ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Home run number 3. And now it is a 5-0 lead. As the ball is flying out of Yankee Stadium here for Boston. 5-0 Boston. And Hobson's up, batting .276 and 11 homers and 43 RBIs, and still nobody out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. So now there's 1 down, and we're back to the top of the order. And Rick, he singled and came around to score on the 3-run homer by Rice. And that's going to be a back-to-back strikeouts by Andy after giving up the homer. Now Remy's up. And Remy is 0 for 1 today. Flew out the right field. And he's going to hammer this one. These Red Sox coming out here hot. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. It is 6-0. And Remy gets his 3rd homer of the year. Red Sox Jim Rice, who homered his first time up, comes to the plate, and that's going to be a base on balls. So Yaz comes to the plate now, and Yastrzemski's 0 for 1, and that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Nope, that's going to be a hit by pitch, and that gets the Red Sox chirping. That might be a little celebration there from Andy. Being down 6-0, and these guys is clobbering the ball. And Fisk comes up. He's 1 for 1. He got a solo homer his first time up. And that's going to be a deep fly ball out to Tomlinson. He's back near the track, makes the catch. That'll end the inning, but 2 more homers makes it a 6-0 ball game here in the bottom of the second. Piniella, Chambliss, and Tomlinson up. Lou is batting .327 on the year with 3 homers and 26 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Lou out. There's a 1 down. Dennis's 2nd strikeout of the game. Chambliss comes up now batting .250 on the year with 6 homers and 44 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Remy. He's up with it, and there's quickly 2 outs here in the second. And Gary Tomlinson comes up. Gary batting .278 on the year with no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Evans makes a nice play, takes a hit away from him. Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. Top of the third we go. You got Lynn due up, followed by Scott and Evans. Fred struck out his first time up, and that's going to be a ground ball down the Garce. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That is the fourth strikeout by Andy. Of course, he's given up 4 homers is the problem. Scott walked his first time up and came around to score on the Evans homer, and that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Fred's going to bobble that one. That's going to be an E6. And the Red Sox got another runner on. And Evans comes to the plate. Like I say, he's 1 for 1 with a 2-run homer his last time up. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. Scott, with his speed, is going to stop at second. And Hobson's up. Can the Yankees get a ground ball double play out of Butch? He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up. It's going to be a pop-up down the third. Infield fly rules in effect, and there is now 2 outs. And we're back to the top of the order, and Rick Burleson. And Rick is 1 for 2. He struck out his last time up. Not this time, though. That's going to be a single in the left field. And Scott's going to stop at third. That's a single in the left. The bases are loaded. And Remy comes to the plate. And Remy's batting 1 for 2 with a homer his last time up. Matter of fact, you start this inning off with a homer. So this is the 10th man to come to the plate here in the third. Yeah. I was back in the second. Sorry, back in the second. And that's going to be a bases loaded. That's going to be popped up down the first. Chambliss calls for it, makes the catch. And the Red Sox lead the bases loaded, but still lead this game 6-0. So we go to the bottom of the third with the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yankees. Staley, Garcia, and then White. And Fred batting .260 on the year with a homer and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. And that's the first base hit of the game for the Yankees. Fred gets aboard here with an infield hit. Now Garcia comes up, and the Yankees get some runs here. Need to start chipping away here. Garcia batting .250 on the year with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be +4. That'll make him a 9. And that's going to be a base hit. Line drive in the left field. And just like that, the Yankees making some noise here in the third. Back-to-back base hits from the bottom of the order. And Gus Gaiman joins us. Yeah, I just, they don't have codes in here for Apba, so yeah, I just use the regular codes. Yeah, just the regular codes. G3, F8, stuff like that. Like I say, I can't input a 13 and it knows it's a strikeout for Apba. Be nice if he put that in. That would be nice. Yep. Alrighty, Rory White's up now, first and second. Nobody out. White 0 for 1. Can he keep this merry-go-round going and get the Yankees back in the game? It's going to be a ground ball down the second. And actually, that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Remy calls for it. Infield fly rules in effect. And now it'll be out number 1. It's up to Greg Nettles here with 1 out. Can he do something? Yeah, he's got other game engines in there. He's got Status Pro and a few other games where you can just put whatever's off the card. Makes it nice. Yeah, I wish Apba was like that. It'd be cool if it was. Nettles has walked his first time up. Can Greg get the Yankees back in this game here? That's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. He falls behind on Nettles. Can Nettles take advantage of it? Here's the pitch to Greg. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And that'll be out number 2. So it's going to be up to the captain here to deliver. The first 2 guys get on base haven't moved since. Thurman struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Evans. The Yankees strand 2. And we go to the top of the 4th. It's still a 6-0 ball game. And you got the big boys coming up here, Rice, Yaz, and Fisk for the Red Sox. And Rice is 1 for 1. He had a 2-run homer and walked his last time up. And that's going to be see where this ends up at in Yankee Stadium. The Red Sox are having one hell of a game. That's a base hit in the right field. Lou gets over there quickly, cuts it off, holds Rice to a single. Now Yastrzemski comes up. Can the Yankees get a double play and get out of this mess here? Guys has been hit by a pitch and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. They fire over to second, over to first. And Yaz beats the throw. That'll just be a 6-4 put out. Now Yastrzemski's down at first. And Fisk is up. He's 1 for 2 with a homer in this game. And that's going to be a deep fly ball out to center field. Gary makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Freddie Glenn comes to the plate. And he's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice against Messersmith. Can he give him the hat trick here? And nope, that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to right field. And that'll end the inning. The Red Sox strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Yankees still trailing by 6. And Reggie's up now. He is 0 for 1. He'll be followed by Piniella and Chambliss. Here's the pitch to Jackson. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Hobson. He makes the play, fires over the first route, number 1. And Piniella comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Lou out for the 2nd time here. His 3rd strikeout of the game. Chambliss comes up. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Yankees go down quietly to the top of the 5th we go. Got the bottom part of the order due up here in the top of the 5th. You got Scott, Evans, and Hobson. And George, he walked and reached on an error. He's been on base both times. And that's going to be a base hit. So Scott's been aboard every time he's been up. So you got the leadoff batter down at first. Evans at the plate. And Evans is 2 for 2. He's homered and singled, a 2-run homer. First time up. And that's going to be a pop up down the Nettles. He calls for it in shallow left field, makes the catch, 1 down. And now Hobson's up. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Andy strikes him out for the 2nd time. Andy's up to 5 strikeouts now. And we're back to the top of the order. And Rick Burleson, he's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a strikeout. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou. And the Red Sox strand another runner to the bottom of the 5th we go. And you got Thomason due up, followed by Stanley and Garcia, the bottom 3rd of the order, but they're the ones that got some hits. And you can see here, Thomason's 0 for 1. And he gets a hold of this. The bottom part of the order is doing the damage here today. can't cross the plate. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Gary gets the Yankees on board here with his first homer of the year. And makes it a 6-1 ball. Stanley's up. And Fred, he is 1-for-1, singled his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. At bounces back, gets a strikeout after giving up the homer. And now Garcia's up. He singled his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Remy bobbles that one. That's going to be an E4. And Garcia is on base for the second time. We're back to the top of the order here. And Roy White, he's 0-for-2. Can he keep this going here with one out and a runner on? And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Burleson over to Remy, over to Scott, but White beats the throw. So White's down in first now with 2 outs. And can Greg Nettles do something? He's 0-for-1. He's walked and flown out. That's going to be a fly ball out to Yaz. And a homer by Gary gives the Yankees a run. They trailed this game 6-1. We get to the top of the 6th. You got Remy, Rice, and Yaz do up to 2, 3, 4 hitters. Remy is 1-for-3 with a homer in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Garcia. And that'll be out number 1. Jim Rice comes up having a hell of a game, adding to his batting title. His home run lead in RBI league. He is 2-for-2 with a homer. He's been walked and he has a single. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gary in center field. And that's going to be a nice play out there by Gary. He runs that one down, takes a base hit away from Rice. And there's 2 down. Yaz comes to the plate now. And Yastrzemski is 0-for-2, but he has been hit by a pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Nettles. And that'll do it after the rocky first 2 innings. Andy has settled down here. And the Yankees trying to get back in this ball game. They got the big boys coming up. 3, 4, 5 hitters. Munson, Jackson, and Piniella. See the Red Sox 42-29, batting .277 on the year with a .345 on base percentage. They're slugging .444 with a .790 OPS. Yankees 51-19, batting .276 with a .332 on base percentage, slugging .445 and an OPS of .777. Munson 0-for-2 today. And that ball is swung on and missed. That's Munson's second strikeout and Dennis Eckersley's 5th. Reggie comes up now. He's 0-for-2 today. And that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Reggie gets aboard here with 1 out. And Lou Piniella comes to the plate. And Sweet Lewis struck out both times against that. And that's going to be a runner first, 18. And that is going to be a ground ball down the second. 54-8. Doing column 2. And that's going to be the old, is that going to be a double play? That's just going to be a force out at second. That'll be the old 4-6 put out as Ken Castro joins us here. Now Lou's down at first with 2 outs. Can Chris do some damage? He's 0-for-2 today. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 17. That's going to be a pop-up. Actually, he strikes Chris out, and that'll end the inning. So they strand one. We go to the top of the 7th in a 6-1 ball game. And is that going to be it for Andy? Let's see here. Clay's going to come in here and pitch. That'll be it for Andy. So Ken Clay's coming in here to pitch. When was the last time Clay pitched? 2 days ago. He's coming in here. Yankees ain't got much of a bullpen right now. Only got 3 guys in the bullpen. 3 guys in the bullpen, sure. So Clay's going to come in here. This is his 17th appearance. He's 6-2 with a 3.08 ERA. He's got Fisk, Lynn, and Scott due up. Fisk is 1 for 3 with a homer in the game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Clay strikes him out for out number 1. Lynn comes to the plate now. Freddie's 0 for 3. Might be the only Red Sox without a hit. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts by Clay. 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th. Can he strike the side out? Scott's 1 for 2. He has singled, reached on an error, and walked. And on base all 3 times. That's going to be a ground ball down to Fred at short. Red Sox go 1, 2, 3. We make it to the 7th inning stretch. It's a 6-1 ball game. You can see the home run leaders there. Jim Rice now has the lead by himself with his 25th homer in this game. Gorman Thomas with 24. Reggie Jackson and Jason Thompson with 20. And Gary Alexander with 18. And speaking of home runs, Gary Thompson hit his first home run of the year. He is 1 for 2 today. Here's the pitch to Gary. He'll be followed by Stanley and Garcia. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Rick. And that'll be out number 1. And Stanley comes to the plate. And Fred's 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Freddie in center field. And that's quickly 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Garcia's having a decent game. He's been on base both times. He's 1 for 2. Reached on an error his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. X strikes him out for his 7th strikeout of the game. We go to the top of the 8th. Yankees trailing by 5. You have Evans due up, followed by Hobson and Burleson. And Dwight's having a good game. He is 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer in this game. And that's going to be a base on ball. It's not what you want when you're trailing by 5. Walk the leadoff guy. Hobson's up now. He is 0 for 3. So him and Freddie both haven't gotten a hit. He struck out twice. Not this time, though. That ball is laced in the right field. Nope, that's laced in the left field. Evans is going to stop at third. So 2nd and 3rd. And nobody out. It's going to force the Yankees to bring the infield in. So 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Rick Burleson's up. He's 2 for 4 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd, a 43 and a 5. And that is fielding column 1. Nice job by Nettles down there. He fields that ball, looks the runners back. And that's out number 1. And now you got Remy up. And Remy's 1 for 4 with a homer. Infield still in. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 42 and a 1. That'll be fielding column 3. And Clay knocks the ball down a line drive right back at him. But the runners are going to advance. Only plays at the first. And the runners move up and make it a 7-1 game. Nice play by Clay, but couldn't keep the runners at bay. So now you got a runner on third, 2 outs. And Rice is at the plate. And Rice is 2 for 3 today with a homer. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gary. That'll end the inning, but the Red Sox add 1. It's 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And we got the top of the order due up here. The Yankees, you feel, got to cut this lead down to size here. Get it to at least a 2 or 3 run lead. White is 0 for 3 today. Can he get something going here in the 8th? That's going to be a ground ball down the third. Hobson's up with it. Fires over the first. And that's not what I wanted. And there's 1 out. Greg Nettles comes to the plate now. 1 down, nobody on. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And that ball is hit down the first base line. That's going to fall in for a 1 out double. Nettles is in scoring position now. Here comes the big boy, Thurman Munson, the captain. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice today. And that's going to be against the righty. 21. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. 25 and a 3. That'll be fielding column 2. And he's going to ground that down the third. It's going to look the runner back to second. And now there's 2 outs and a runner in scoring position for Reggie Jackson. Can the straw do it here? He's 1 for 3, singled his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Remy. He'll take it, throw over to first. And that's your inning, folks. We go to the top of the 9th. Still a 7-1 game. You got Yastrzemski due up, followed by Fisk and Lynn. Yaz is 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be 0 for 4 because that's a lazy fly ball to center field as Philip Reynolds joins us here today. Carlton Fisk is on the way up to the plate, 1 for 4 with a homer. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Chris. He'll take it himself. And there's quickly 2 down here in the 9th. Freddie Lynn comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 4. He has struck out 3 times. Can he give him the golden sombrero? And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gary. The Red Sox go quietly 1, 2, 3. And we move to the bottom of the 9th. Got Pinella due up. He'll be followed by Chambliss and then Thompson. Can the Yankees have a great comeback here? Lou is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in the game. And that's going to be a base hit. Lou squares this one up. Where's this one going to end up at? And that ball is driven into the gap out in left center, out in Death Valley. And Sweet Lou's going to run for a while. And that brown-eyed, handsome man's making the turn. And he's headed for third with a lead-off triple here in the 9th. Now Chambliss is up. And Chris is 0 for 3, of course, with a 7-1 lead. I'm going to play back here. Chambliss is 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Freddie Lynn in center field. that's not going to be deep enough to score the runner. So that's a fly ball out to shallow center, and there's one down. Here's the man that scored the only run. Gary hit a solo homer back in the fifth, the only run of the game for the Yankees. And that's going to be against the Brady, that'll be a 12. And that's going to be a base hit. Let's see where that ball's going to end up at. And it's going to be a base hit in the center field. And Gary's got both RBIs. And it's now a 7-2 game. Here comes the bottom of the order. It's done all the damage. Fred is 1 for 3 today. Can he keep it going here? Nope. That's going to be popped up. If that's a swing and a miss, he strikes Fred out, and the Yankees are down to their last out. And Garcia comes to the plate. He is 1 for 3. He has walked, reached on an error, and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Rick. He tosses it over to second, and that's your ball game, folks. The Red Sox beat up on the Yankees here today, 7-2. And the Red Sox, 7 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. And the Yankees, 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Top of the order did the damage here. Rick 2 for 5, Rice 2 for 4, and they had 4 homers in the game. Remy had a homer, Rice had a homer, Fisk had a homer, Evans had a homer. They were only 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Left 8 men on base. And like I say, it was the bottom part of the order that did the damage. Gary Tomlinson, 2 for 4 with both RBIs. The Yankees were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Gary had the homer, and they left 7 men on base. And Eck goes to 7-5. Goes the distance with 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 8, and gave up the homer. Andy Messersmith had the first 2 innings are terrible, and then he settled down. He drops to 0-2, 6 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, walked 2, struck out 5, and gave up 4 homers. All of them in the first 2 innings. Clay comes in, pitches 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 2. Now let's take a look at the rest of the American League games here on the 26th. Kansas City at California. Kansas City's been on a roll, folks. Got themselves back in this fight in the West. See if they can win here today in California. No, the Angels rough them up. 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Kansas City, 4 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. Now you got the Tigers taking on the Tribe in Cleveland. They're in the stake at the lake. And a close game. Is that a walk-off? Walk-off win. Let's see what inning that was. The bottom of the 13th. 8 runs, 16 hits, and 2 errors for the Indians. 7 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error for the Tigers. Here's another team that's been playing good ball. Well, first let's do this one. The Twins and the Brewers in Milwaukee. Oh, you're welcome, Ken, buddy. And the Twins win 5 runs, 13 hits, and 2 errors. Brewers 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. You got the White Sox taking on the Mariners in Seattle. And, oh my, 12 runs. What's this? Breezel drives in 7. hits a grand slam, and the Mariners turned 4 double plays and still lost 12-2. Imagine if they wouldn't have turned the double plays. White Sox 12 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. The Mariners 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Here's the team I was talking about. The last American League game of the day, the Orioles taking on the Blue Jays. The Orioles have been playing great ball here lately. Got off to a slow start in 78, but they've turned it on here in the month of June. And they keep it up. They beat up on the Blue Jays. 9 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. The Blue Jays 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error. Take a look now at the standings and leaderboard in the American League. After June 26th, Boston now with that win, 8.5 games back. The Tigers 13 games back. The Brew Crew 14. The Orioles now move past the Blue Jays, are 17 games out. Blue Jays are 17.5 games back, and the poor Cleveland Indians 22 games back. And out west, the Twins increased their lead to 2 games over KC. The White Sox are 2.5 games back. The Rangers 4. Angels are now 6 games back. A's 7, and the Lonely Mariners 16 games back. And like we said, Jim Rice adds to his total here. 364 homers, 364 average, 26 homers, and 80 RBIs. Going for that all-important Triple Crown. And Mike Paxton with a 1.67 ERA leading the American League. Ed Figueroa with 12 wins on the year leading the American League. And the Goose with 20 saves. Jim Rice is leading in MVP voting, and Ed Figueroa leading in the Cy Young. The next game on the channel will be the final game of this 2-game series between these Red Sox and Yankees. And if I remember correctly, the Gators going for the Yankees. Against Wright, if I remember correctly. Yep. It's going to be Jim Wright going up against Ryan Guidry. Can the Yankees bounce back and split these 2 games? I want to thank Ken Castro, Philip Reynolds, and Gus Gaming for stopping by. If you're new to the channel and haven't already done so, hit that like button, hit that bell, and hit that subscribe button. None of it costs you a dime, and it helps the channel out. Till next time, you all have a great day, and take care.